Payal, I do not know how you're going to top that, but Colin's performance just then reminded me of an old expression on Broadway. You never want to come after an animal act, or now in this case, after Colin Austin. However, Payal, I know you can deliver. So Payal comes to us from a really cool place in Gainesville called Starterspace, and she's a co-founder there. Has spent time in corporate America, decided that that was not for her, has lived in many places around the country. Here's the fun part about Payal. She's passionate about giving back and giving everyone an opportunity to build his or her dream while being mindful. Let's keep that in mind when we listen to your words. Payal.
Thank you. Thank you for all you guys for being here. So I'm going to get really vulnerable with you guys. This is actually my very first time giving a speech, so I'm a little nervous. So I'd actually like to invite you guys to get present with me. As Mr. Witt explained, I'm actually very passionate about mindfulness. So the way I get present is I take 3 deep breaths. So I would love if you guys actually did it with me before I share with you about my journey. So would you mind closing your eyes? And we're just going to take 3 deep breaths. So we're going to inhale and exhale. That sounds like you guys are releasing a lot of stuff. All right, you got 2 more left. Inhale and exhale. Okay, 1 more. Get it all out. And exhale. Thank you. That actually meant a lot to me because I feel 10 times better. And I have a little cheat note card, so don't judge me. So one of the things we were asked to share today was how we stumbled upon our passion. And to be completely honest with you guys, to me, passion is very fleeting. As human beings, we're growing, we're evolving, we're changing. So we can be passionate about something one year and then completely, something completely different the next. So I'd actually just like to share with you how I came to be the co-founder of Starterspace. And hopefully something that I share with you guys will help you along with your own journey. So I'm going to start with my freshman year of college. I actually had absolutely no idea what I was doing. I showed up at UF and I was just like, okay, I'm at college. This was supposed to be what I'm supposed to do after high school. This is where my parents told me to go. I'm here. It's the next stop on the map. So when it came time to pick my major, I didn't know, I had absolutely no idea. And what else was I going to do but ask the people that I trusted the most? And those were my parents. And my parents, being as traditional and old school as they were, gave me the 3 safest options that they had in their back pocket. They told me to be a lawyer, a doctor, or an engineer. Yay, make tons of money, just be safe. And for me, in hindsight, I shouldn't have picked any of those 3. But again, I was like, just follow the path, okay. So I used the process of elimination. I didn't want to be a lawyer, I didn't want to be a doctor, I didn't want to spend more than 5 years in school, so engineering it was. And I did it. I graduated. I walked across the stage at UF in May of 2005, and I got a shiny computer engineering degree, and I hated it. I did it very sloppily as well. So there I was 21 years old, and I was walking into the real world with a degree that I hated. So I had no choice but to really use the skills I learned to get a job. That was the next step, again, just following the path. So I took the very first job that promised me I didn't have to code, because I hated computer engineering. So I went into healthcare IT, and I went into consulting. Initially, my first 2 years were great. I was meeting new people, I was traveling the country. I was making money. What else could you really ask for? But 2 years after, 2 to 3 years after, my heart started screaming at me. It's like, what are you doing with your life? What is this? The numbers in the bank didn't mean anything to me anymore. I wanted to do something that meant that I wasn't just sitting in robot mode. 7.5 hours of the 8 hours at work, I was thinking about what else I could be doing with my life. So as Colin mentioned, I was wasting a lot of time, and I wasted 8 years of time. So I did the crazy thing, and I quit my job. I had no idea of what I was going to do next, but I quit. And of course, I was met with the crazy train, and the front and center of that train were my parents. They'd follow me around the house with comments like, I would never leave a job like that. What are you doing? Are you crazy? And to me, I was, but I didn't care. I wanted to be the one to be able to say what I was going to do with my life. The risk didn't matter. So after 6 months of waking up every single day with a brand new idea, and every one of those ideas going in the trash can, a friend of mine, who's my current co-founder, brought up the idea of co-working spaces. And my first visit in a co-working space, I actually fell completely in love. The ambiance, the openness, the way people connected, to me, it was alive. Something that I wasn't that past 8 years of my life. So I wanted to create a place that was like that was about the people. A place that was authentic and gave people the opportunity to explore options other than being a lawyer, a doctor, and an engineer. Starterspace is a place I wish existed when I was a freshman in college. A place where people can explore things, and things that could mean that they are their soul fulfilling work. A space that empowers growth, exploration, and community. So if I could go back and tell my high school self anything, I would tell them 3 things. And I'd actually challenge you guys, if you guys aren't already doing these things, hopefully you guys can do some of these things. What I would say, number 1 is experiment, experiment, experiment. Spend as much time exploring your options. Spend as much time possible as exploring the things you love and you might be good at. The only way to experience what you love is to experience what you don't love. So don't get discouraged when you don't find that thing, because it means you're just one step closer to finding what you love. Number 2, uncomfortable means growth. When we first opened Starterspace, I was actually living in New York. And in order to make it work, I had to move to Gainesville. And when I first moved here, I was actually absolutely miserable. I missed my friends, I missed the food, I missed the craziness, I missed New York. But to be honest, nothing compared to the impact that we were creating here. So it was worth it. So push through your edges, push through your fear of the unknown, because on the other side is a wiser, stronger, better you. Last but not least, what I'm passionate about is go with it. We're constantly being bombarded by Facebook, by Instagram, by TV, by magazines. All these things are telling us what we should like and how our life should look. But I challenge you all to take the time to step inside yourself and ask yourself, what does my heart want? It might not come, the answer might not come to you in 1 day or 2 days or 3 days. But again, step inside yourself and ask yourself this question. What would you want your life to look like, regardless of what other people think? Thank you.
Thank you, Payal. Very apparent the passion that Payal has, not only for what she does, but the life that she leads.